Hello. Thank you for being here. So, Roadside Rambling here. As always, not my best quality video, just me in the road, driving to work. So I will have a legit live stream at 10:30 tonight, so about an hour away. But, yeah, I just wanted to talk a little about the 4th of July. So for those of you who don't know, 4th of July was my birthday, and I had a fantastic birthday. I really did. It was nice. Not a lot of political discussion. It was nice just to hang out with friends and family. Watch some of my more intrepid friends lighting fireworks off a roof. Good stuff. Good stuff. We had a blast. And then today, I watched Weekend at Bernie's, one of my all-time favorite cheesy movies. So it was a great 4th for me. I did find time to watch Trump's speech, which I thought was one of his best speeches in his presidency, because he finally, he'd been doing this, but he finally, in an articulate way, defended the history and the culture of this country and why it is the greatest country in the history of the world. And he defended all 4 presidents at Mount Rushmore, which he was totally correct to do. And I was lucky to be able to also defend this country on my radio show Saturday, so I really enjoyed it. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about on this drive here. It's only like 15 minutes, which, by the way, I'll lose you up here for a minute. But what I wanted to talk about was the reaction from the left and what we see. So you saw immediately, I understand the mainstream media that are just the propaganda mouthpiece for the establishment left at this point. They're not actually, you probably know that if you're watching this, but the way they respond to things are, they are a team and they respond to things as a team. So you can see that the response from all of these different media outlets are always the same thing. And so if you didn't watch Trump's speech and you just read the mainstream media what the speech was about, you would say it was what? What would you say? It was dark and divisive. Now, I wrote a lot about this in 2015 at the convention, the Republican convention and the Democrat convention, whereas the claim was that the Republican convention with Trump was a dark vision of the United States and the Democrat vision was one of hope. But that's not really true. Obama, Hillary, all the Democrat presidents, and basically all the Republicans, all of them isolate problems and say, if you don't vote for me, problems will get worse. If you vote for me, we'll solve those problems. So for example, why would it be dark for Trump to be talking in 2015 at his convention about the dangers of extreme left positions, which we now see manifesting? He was right. Why is that dark? But the Democrats, when they were talking about, we're all going to die of climate change if you don't vote for us, and Trump's going to lock gay people up, that wasn't dark, according to them. So it's the same thing here. Apparently, defending the country is dark. Now, Trump didn't defend one Confederate monument. Every single monument he made, and I'm sure this was intended in the way they wrote the speech, but every single person and monument that he referenced was either someone from the Union or it was a historical figure that had nothing to do with the Confederacy. So I'm sure that was intentional, yet that didn't stop the left from trying to make this about him defending Confederate statues. That's not what's going on. And I tell you this all the time. I'll have a debate tomorrow, which will be on my friend Dylan Burns TV at 8 p.m. So check that out. I'll put links up to that tomorrow. And then I'll be putting the recorded video on my station later. But one of the things, stupid dip, always losing people in that dip. Sorry about that. I always lose people in that little dip there. But yeah, one of the things you'll see is the left, including the people I debate, they always act like, oh, no, it's a very reasonable thing. They just want Confederate statues. When I did that debate in the panel on Dylan, right, that was the argument. Oh, we're just here to talk about Confederate statues. That's the only ones people are talking about. Ignoring the fact that Theodore Roosevelt's being torn down, Christopher Columbus is being torn down, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, Frederick Douglass, this man Haig, who was an abolitionist. Like, all of these people are being torn down, but we have to just ignore that. No, it's just about the Confederacy. And so they act like, oh, the media take on Trump's speech was like, he just came out of nowhere saying this stuff. Why would he be defending these people? Clearly, this is a dog whistle to defending Confederate statues, because they're covering up for the fact that they know what's going on. But that's what they do. They're just propagandists. So, yeah, I really enjoyed Trump's speech. And then also in the news, you could see just how much, you saw the Black Panthers marching in Seattle, black nationalists. Are we surprised? Well, black nationalists, the Hebrew Israelites, right? Or, I'm sorry, the Nation of Islam. They ran security at George Floyd's funeral. Have you heard anyone in the country talk about it except me? Even conservatives? I put a video on it, and I get 100 people that watched it. A black nationalist movement ran security at the funeral of George Floyd, was praised for doing so, and every major network covered it, and no one batted an eye. A black nationalist movement. They want segregation. They want their own country for black people, and think that whites and blacks can't live together, and Jews are termites, as their leader, Louis Farrakhan, says. They didn't bat an eye. So are we surprised then that you see the Black Panthers marching, demanding that they take back Texas? They want Texas as a, not take back, because, but whatever. They want Texas as a country for black people. Are you surprised? Of course not. And then we go to the great Colin Kaepernick, right? Now, I argued with people. I had people telling me on the left, oh, if only we would have listened to Colin Kaepernick when he had his peaceful protest, none of this would have happened. I said Colin Kaepernick's protest was initially, his first comments were he wouldn't stand for the flag of a racist country. So his attack wasn't just on the police. It changed to that for PR reasons, but his attack was on the country, saying the country was racist. No, that's not what he meant. Well, I think he made it quite clear this July 4th, didn't he? That they refused to celebrate Independence Day because this is a racist country. Do you see? Do you see what the movement's about? They can't be honest. They have to lie and pretend it's about the death of George Floyd. That's how they get in, and they're like, oh, okay, we're talking about all this. Great. It's about George Floyd. They want to destroy the country. They think the country's terrible. They want to destroy it. They want to destroy the systems of it. They don't want you to be able to celebrate the United States. That's why they burn the American flag. That's why they're seeking to take down historical figures that represented the best of this country. That's what it's about. That's what Kaepernick was always about. Only he's just saying what his handlers tell him to say. Let me say this again, as clear as I can. I thought about this doing my friend Sarah's show last Thursday. These celebrities and entertainers and these people that make millions of dollars, they're not doing anything that's necessary for the survivability of our country. They provide entertainment. And we live in a system where people that go out and work their fingers to the bone 9 to 5 or longer every day to provide actual goods, or to grow food, or to build houses, or to, plumbing or whatever. All of the jobs that actually make things. Or you're in the healthcare industry, or, all these people, they make crap for money. And they're voluntarily engaging in a system where entertainers make millions a year. And they're not even complaining about it. They just want to be left alone. They'll still go watch the football game. They'll watch the basketball game. They don't mind at all. They say, hey, I'm happy. They're not revolting. They're not going into the neighborhoods of these celebrities and burning things down. And the system is so screwed up that celebrities talk to those people, particularly the people I care about, blue-collar workers and the middle class and the working class of all skin colors around this country. And what do they say? You're the problem. This is a revolution from the top down. It is the wealthy elite causing division amongst the people they screw over, attacking them. How dare LeBron James or Colin Kaepernick talk about privilege of other people? How dare they? It's asinine. So that's what you saw this July 4th. You saw, God bless Trump for finally, not finally, but for putting it in the best terms in his presidency of outlining exactly what's going on. And it sounded like he's listening to me. Go back and watch my videos from when I started my channel. Within 5 or 6, I guarantee you'll hear me say this, and I've probably said it 300 times on my show. The left, the establishment, controls all of our cultural institutions of power. Academia, the entertainment industry, Silicon Valley, the mainstream media. You've heard me say that hundreds of times. That's exactly what Trump was saying in that speech. We have to stop letting them indoctrinate our children. We have to. We have to stop letting them control academia, where all of our tax dollars go to support teaching kids this Marxist garbage and hating this country. Trump's spot on. That's exactly what we need to do. So, just a couple program notes. I will be going live here at 10:30 in an hour, so we could talk about all this stuff and more. And then tomorrow I have this debate. Just to give you a clue, it'll be on Dylan Burns TV at 8 p.m. Here's what it's going to be about: intersectionality. And you might say, what's intersectionality? It's cultural Marxism. I'm sure that the person I'm debating will quibble about that. That's fine. I'll leave her define intersectionality. She will, and then we'll go from there. But I don't want to put words in her mouth. I think she's a Marxist, and so it should be an interesting debate. But I think I'm going to approach it in good faith. I'm not going to try to be rude. I hope that she does the same. And what I would like to get out of it is, my goal going in is to try to kind of do my best to explain why intersectionality is bad for this country. I don't think that I'll make many inroads with her because I think she really believes in it. But I want you all, when I record this and put it on my show, I hope you'll watch it so you can see what people actually believe, because it'll blow your mind. It'll blow the things that I'm imagining that she'll say in the defense of it. And I could be wrong, but I've debated intersectionality so many times. The things that you'll hear, that there's no truth, that you can't understand someone if you're not the same skin color as them. Everything's about racism. Everything's a power struggle. But maybe she'll define intersectionality differently. So, all right, I'll see you back here in an hour. I hope everyone had a great 4th. I certainly did. And look for me here at 10:30. So, as always, have a good one.